Hey everyone, welcome back or welcome to my channel if you're new here. If you are new here, my name is Natalie. Welcome to my little corner of the internet. So as you can tell by the title, today's video is going to be my top 5 productivity tips. I feel like I'm the kind of person where I can actually be quite productive when I'm in the productivity mindset, but I can also easily be a procrastinator, and sometimes it's hard to get out of that like procrastination mindset. So I thought I would make this video with my top 5 tips to help you guys increase your productivity. Make sure to give this video a big thumbs up if you found it helpful, and without further ado, let's just jump right on into this video. So my first piece of advice is to charge your phone on the opposite side of the room when you go to bed. A few years ago, I used to have my phone set with my alarm charging right next to me as I would go to bed. Now I find this a problem because when I wake up, I'm much more likely to hit snooze. However, if you put your phone across the opposite side of the room, that means you actually have to get up out of bed to go and turn your alarm off. And it's a lot harder to go back to bed when you're already up. So once I've turned off my alarm, I'll also go and make my bed straight away so that I can't crawl back into bed. I find that this puts me on like the right foot for the start of the day because I've already accomplished something as soon as I've woken up. I definitely recommend you guys trying that out if you don't already do that. Number 2 is to complete the hardest task or like the task you're dreading the most for that day first thing in the morning. I feel like the biggest reason we procrastinate things is because we don't want to do them. So usually like hard tasks or, you know, tasks I'm really dreading are the ones I find myself procrastinating the most. However, I feel like if you complete the hard tasks first, A, you're gonna feel a lot more productive. B, you're just gonna feel overall better knowing that you're already done, and then you don't have to like dread it for the rest of the day. Whereas if you just like wake up and you're like, oh, I'll do that later, I'll do that later, that's when procrastination occurs and you just keep pushing it back and back and back. So for me, I find the hardest tasks for the day are usually like uni assessments, and I have started like doing them first thing in the morning, and I found that completing them first like makes me feel so productive and also just so positive because I'm like, wow, I've already done that. I have the rest of the day to do whatever I want. So yeah, definitely completing like the hardest or the task you're dreading the most first is a massive tip that has helped me. So I definitely recommend you guys trying that out. My third piece of advice is write a to-do list or a plan and create a morning routine that you stick to every day. I personally love creating to-do lists because I just feel like it gives me a good overview of the tasks I have to complete for that day, and it also makes sure that I don't forget anything. I just feel like I'm way more likely to complete the tasks if I actually have it visually recorded in front of me. If I write it down, I know I have to do it, and you know, making up excuses not to do it doesn't really happen that often because I'm keeping myself accountable. I also think creating like a morning routine that you stick to is also another really good way to be productive. I just think it's nice to have like the same thing you do each morning to like get ready and get prepared for the day. So like I said, I get up and then I make my bed as soon as I get up, and then I'll go have breakfast and then have my like quiet time with God. And then once I've done all that, I will get ready for the day and then go complete what I need to complete that day. But just having that set morning routine that I do every day gets me like going for the day and helps set like the mood for the day, if that makes sense. Whereas I feel if I just wake up not knowing what I'm doing that day, I'm most likely probably going to end up just sitting around not really doing anything and not being productive. So me personally, I just think that's a tip that really helps me. My next piece of advice is to set deadlines and time slots for each task, and also make sure to incorporate breaks. I personally believe if you set like time slots and deadlines for tasks, you're more likely to complete them. Like for example, in a 3-hour English exam, you have 3 hours to complete that task. So you like are pushed to complete it in that time. So it's kind of a similar concept. Maybe it's not as stressful because it's not an exam, but if you set yourself time slots for completing these tasks instead of just being like, oh, I'll complete it today, it forces you to be a lot more productive in that time that you're setting. I think doing simple things like that just helps you to be a lot more productive because you know you're under like a time crunch. But also make sure to keep like the time slots realistic. Like don't give yourself 10 minutes to write an essay, like keep them realistic, but definitely having like a clear set amount of time you're going to work on a task just forces you to be a lot more like focused and in the zone. And I've found it helps me complete tasks so much quicker and avoid procrastination, so I definitely recommend you guys trying that out. And it's also really important to include breaks so that you don't get burnt out. I think one of the biggest issues in like society at the moment is the whole hustle culture, where people feel like you have to be constantly working, constantly being productive, and if you're just resting, you're wasting time. But in reality, we haven't been created to work. And like from a biblical point of view, God created the world in 6 days and he rested on the 7th day. So if you're just following it from a biblical point of view, the creator of the entire universe also rested. So I feel like that says a lot about rest, and it's very important. Make sure that you're not constantly working on things because you're gonna get burnt out. And also the quality of your work is just gonna diminish if you're constantly working. So it's very important to take breaks throughout the day, but also like in the week as a whole. I think it's very important to take breaks. Like me personally, my rest day is a Sunday. And then my last tip is to get your body moving. I'm sure you guys know there's a bunch of scientifical benefits of exercise. I'm not going to go into that because I'm not an expert, but I do believe exercise and just like getting your body moving helps you feel so much more productive, but also just helps you get really focused and like in the zone when it comes to work. Like the amount of times I have tried to do uni work and I've just not been able to do it. So I'm like, I'm gonna head to the gym. I head to the gym, I smash out a session, I come home, I feel so like focused, and then I get my uni work done. It's also again just nice to like have that from like a taking a break perspective. I love just having the gym as like a separate space I can go to, because I do a lot of work from home. Most of my uni work I either do at home or I'll go to like the library sometimes. So I do a lot of like work from home, whether that's like uni work, YouTube work, it's all pretty much from home. It also helps me just from like a mental health perspective of being able to leave my house and have like another place, if that makes sense. So those are all the tips I have for you guys. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I also really hope these tips are helpful for you guys. These are all things that I really try and do, and I feel like they have helped improve my productivity, so take it from me that they've worked for me. But yeah, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up if you did enjoy. Also subscribe to my channel, the button is down below. Don't forget to turn on the post notification bell to get notified every time I upload a new video. I post new videos every single Sunday. And with all that being said, I will see you guys next Sunday for another video. God bless. Bye.